Hey, how you doing? Scott here from Scott's Bass Lessons again. Hope you're well. If you haven't checked out Scott's Bass Lessons yet, make sure you do so straight after this lesson, because there's loads of other videos just like this and they're all for free. In this lesson, I'm going to be talking about an exercise that I give to my students that not only develops your soloing ability, but it also develops your musicianship, your phrasing when you're soloing. It really, it covers a lot of, the spectrum's really broad. It's based on the major scale. Now, the major scale, I'm not sure if you know this, but the major scale is the most important scale you need to learn. In fact, you don't even need to learn it, you need to absolutely ingrain it in your playing so you can play the damn thing in your sleep. And not only in one position, you need to play it in multiple positions. Why is it so important? Because pretty much 95%, if not more, of music that you listen to is made from either the major scale or the different scales contained within the major scale and the chords that go along with them. When I say you need to learn it in different positions, what I'm talking about is, I'm sure many of you know this position. It just starts on the second finger. That's the C major scale. But what we need to do is we need to be able to see that major scale over the entire fingerboard. And there's a trick to this. And the trick is to learn it in multiple fingering positions, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the reason why I want you to do this is because when I look at my fingerboard and I think about a C major chord or C major scale, I don't just think, or when I think about a C major scale, I see the entire scale over the fingerboard, which sounds and looks something like this. I can see it over the entire fingerboard. And how I've done this is I learn each scale from 3 different positions. Now remember, we're talking about the major scale, and because we're playing bass or guitar, you might be a guitar player watching this, the great thing about our instrument is, once you've learnt one position, the C major scale for instance, looks like that. If we want to play a G major scale, we just get that same position. The fingering stays exactly the same. It's always 2-4, 1-2-4, 1-3-4. On a piano or a sax, it changes. So they have to think about the actual notes when they're playing. We can think of patterns when we play. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not thinking about notes when I'm playing, but I definitely think that when you're learning the bass, you really need to start visualizing the patterns on the fingerboard, because it's really going to, get you to the next level with your playing and giving you the ability to see the actual scales and chords on the fingerboard. So I'm going to show you these 3 positions first of all, and then I'm going to show you, and this is the most important thing, how to make music out of them. This is the hardest thing with scales. And it shouldn't be. I'm here to give you the exercise and just say, look, this is how you do it. It's as easy as this. A lot of people, they sit and they do scales and they see it almost as something else other than making music. It's just some sort of like hoops that they need to jump through to become a good bass player, and it's not. You need to be able to utilize that scale and make music from it and get that into your practice time, and that's what's going to get you to the next level. So let's talk about these 3 positions of the C major scale, or any major scale, but we're going to talk about it in the key of C. So the first position, as I showed you just then, starts on the second finger, and I'm playing a finger per fret. Okay, so I've got my second finger on the 8th fret. Now this finger per fret technique is cool when you get down here, it can be a bit of a stretch for some people. So be aware that sometimes down here it is a little bit of a stretch. But let's talk about around here right now. So we've got the C major scale starting on the second finger. And I'm just going to call out the notes to start with. Then I'll call out the fingering that I'm using for that scale. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And the fingering is 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And look how all the notes just fall under the hand. And we can also keep going. C, and then D happens again. D, E, and F. And that's all within that one position there. And we've got a B down here. That B, we can play that B because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the major 7th within the C major scale. We're just taking it down an octave. So the full position there. Now the next position I want you to learn starts on your first finger. So I want you to put your first finger on the same C, on the E string, and I want you to play C, D, E, all on the E string that is. Then we're moving down to the A string, F, G, A, and then on the next string, B and C with the first and second finger. Now this fingering here, I use fingers 1, 2 and 4, but some people use fingers 1, 3 and 4. That just feels weird to me, but you know, each to their own. Check out what you want to do or what feels good for you. Experiment and then, you know, make a decision and decide on that and then get into your playing. Don't sort of like swap between the two because it'll just sound messy. So that position, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, and then we're on the C here, and then we've got, see how that position started there in the second finger position, we've got it here. So the full first position the full first position fingering, blah, 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 for C major is so there we've got 2 fingerings already. Second finger position, starting on the second finger. First finger position, starting on the first finger. And then the little finger position, which is the last position, starts on the little finger, believe it or not. So we've got the C on the E string, same C. Then we move down to the next string, we play D, E, F, and I'm using fingers 1, 3 and 4. Then we move to the next string and we play G with the first finger, A with the little finger, because now I'm moving across, I'm going in this direction, so C, D, E, F, G, A with the little finger, then with the first finger, B on the G string, and then C. And we can even play the D as well, because that's within the C major scale. So and we can play the B as well, because B is in the major scale, and we can play A as well, because that's in the C major scale. So again, just to recap, second finger position. First finger position. Little finger position. Once you've memorised these positions, I want you to try going up one, down the other. Up one, down the other. And it kind of cements the positions within your hand, and more importantly, your view of the fretboard as well. When you're playing these positions, try and see the patterns on the fingerboard, actually see them, okay? So I'm going to go down the second one, I'll call it out as I do it. down second finger position, into first position, fingering, then up second again, then down the little finger position, then up the second, up the little finger, so there, as I'm going back and forward between these positions, I'm constantly trying to visualize the position I'm going into, and it's all about the visualization of that pattern, being able to see the pattern, then moving into it. So if I'm playing within the second finger position and I'm moving this way, I'm trying to visualize that first finger position, so I'm moving into it. If I was playing a melody in the second finger position again, and I'm moving this way, I'm trying to visualize that fourth finger position. I'm always trying to visualize second finger position, first finger position, little finger position, second finger position. I'm always trying to visualize the pattern that I'm within and the pattern either side of it. It's really key to being able to see the harmony over the entire fretboard. But how do we actually make music out of this? And this is the cool bit. This is the really cool bit. What I want you to do is, I've got a backing track. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the link below this video. It'll take you to another page, and then you can download the zip file which has this backing track in straight under the video. So hit that link after this video or now, and then watch the rest later. Or if you're watching this on my website, it's right there underneath this video. I want you to download it, and all it is a drum beat with a C major chord held, and I want you to spend time within each position. Don't kind of razz around yet, okay? Don't do that yet. So the first thing I want you to do is spend time learning each position. Spend time in each position. Oops. Spend time in each position. And the reason why we want to do this is we want our ear to recognize where the roots, the thirds, the fifths, the sound of them within that position. We want our ear to recognize that so we can make melodies within that position. It's not just about running up and down scales, it's about making music with these scales. So spend time in each position. So first of all, we'll try the second finger position, okay? Let's listen to the backing track. So, second finger position. And I'm not playing too fast. It's not about blah, blah, blah. It's about getting used to making music within this position. What each note sounds like over that chord. Don't play too much, listen to it. What does that fifth sound like over the C? And I'm listening to what I'm playing. I'm trying to almost think of the melody before I play it. Da, 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 dee, da, da. It's not, I'm just not firing into it and hoping for the best. I'm trying to hear what I'm playing. So we want to let the scale breathe, okay? Let the scale breathe. My handwriting is so bad. Let the scale breathe. That means don't just run up and down it. You want to, make melodies out of it. Let it breathe. Play a melody. Listen to it. Just go back and forth like that. Second thing, don't play too much. Don't play too much. Again, play small phrases, then listen to it. Try and hear what you're going to play before you play it. Now, so that was the second finger position, which was here. Now let's try the first finger position. First the position. Think about what you're playing. Are you playing long notes, short notes? Short. Long. Short. Now the next position, little finger position. Just get used to that position. Second finger. Now let's mix them up. All C major. There you can see how I'm using this to make music, not just to play scales up and down. And the key thing is, when you learn to make melodies from these patterns, that's when you'll start remembering the patterns. These patterns are so hard to remember if they're just ambiguous and there's just nothing linked to them, there's no music linked to them. You've got to make sure that there is music linked to every scale pattern you learn, whether it be a major scale, a minor scale, a dominant scale. You've got to make sure that there's melodies and music linked to the patterns that you're learning, so you're not only you remember them, but your ear remembers them as well. And that's when you'll really start ingraining this stuff in your playing. Something else to take into consideration is kind of moving up and down the fretboard. Always try and be visualising the patterns, but before you move into it, try and see it. Always look at the fingerboard when you're practicing. Don't be kind of practicing, with your head in the air. Make sure you're looking at the fingerboard, trying to visualise where these patterns are. It's really going to make a difference. And with these visualization exercises, obviously, if you're looking at the fingerboard, it's going to happen a lot faster than if you're looking in the air, kind of sort of like, diddly-daddling about. So look at the fingerboard and try and visualize these patterns. Hopefully you've enjoyed this lesson. If you have, click that like button below and then go over to Scott's Bass Lessons and check out the rest of my lessons. There is lots of them for you, and they're all for free. Don't forget, there's a backing track right underneath the video on my website. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the link below and it'll take you to the page. Take it easy and get in the shed.
Thank you.